Yes! Hello everybody! Welcome to Tokyo. I'm in my bunker, or house, so to speak, and I wanted to talk to you about today. It's an idea that I've been wanting to try for a very long time. I'm going to be doing a bus tour. I've never done anything like this, and every year I try to challenge myself to do something really interesting. And everybody knows that I absolutely love the Japanese countryside, and I encourage everybody to get off of the beaten path and get out to the countryside, and decided this year to do just that. And I found the perfect festival to take a group of people who want to go to Katakai, which is one of the most famous fireworks festivals in Japan. It's in the countryside. It's not easy to get to, so I wanted to give it a little bit of help. We're going to be so I'm working with the people who helped me with the fireworks festival that I did for Kickstarter, a charitable event that we did for the city of Nagano, in a place that was impacted by the flooding of 2018 after a typhoon had rolled through there and decimated the area. They hadn't done a fireworks event in a long time, so we worked with the city and we created our own, hiring local fireworks makers, getting local people involved to bring something that gave them some hope, as well as having some fun and being able to film a video about how to put it together also was pretty informational. But the feedback from a lot of you was incredible, and I've been sort of like a fireworks guy ever since. Never mind that, it might not be the best thing for the environment and all that. I think everything is good in moderation. Japan does a lot already to help the environment in other ways. And I think that it's just part of the culture here. And it employs a lot of people too. So I'm very much pro business in that, local business in that respect, because people's livelihoods are at stake. But this is an amazing festival. And I have so many friends now in the fireworks industries that I'm taking advantage of this. So the link to this is in the description of this video. But I'm also going to show you a little bit about what is there. I prepared this video, and I'm going to talk over it as I show it to you. I'm at the Katakai Matsuri with history that goes... This is the Katakai Matsuri. I put a link in the description as well if you want to go and take a look at this. This is from, I think it was 2017 or 2018 when I went there to film the Katakai. I did a live stream here. There's Hana, my assistant at the time. We went around eating street food. Katakai has a lot. It's different than in Tokyo because the people there, I think the yatai, which are these food stands, are friendlier, and you get a chance to, I don't know, it's just different. It's not as crowded. You don't feel as confined when you're there. And I think this is the beauty of the Japanese countryside. You just can see more. Look at that cat with a cowboy hat. You see some really cool stuff. There's a Shakudama right there. You can get a photo next to it when you go. That was the Guinness Book of World Records largest fireworks show for the longest time. Other people have gotten bigger, but this one is done annually 2 times. So it's pretty impressive. Here we are walking past the fireworks committee's booth there. You can buy some souvenirs. It's just during the day, we're going to be walking around here eating street food, and I'm pretty excited about that, to take the 30 people who are coming with me. You could do this yourself. It's just a little bit complicated to get there. The train lines are not as many. The accommodations are pretty much booked up because it's a peak season, and I think it's better to do as a group anyways. But if you do come on your own, that's cool too. I'll be there and, come to say hi. Everybody who's joining the tour, of course, is going to get tickets to get in there. So there's a special seating. But you can see the fireworks from just about anywhere in town. Look at the manhole covers. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I'm bringing back all these memories. Even the manhole covers have fireworks on there. This is a taste of Japanese summer because this is the end of it. This takes place September 10th and 11th. We'll be going. Look at this. The street food vendor, he was just so kind. He showed us how he made these special French fries, which are just mashed potatoes, and he deep fried them. Oh my gosh. That's the way you do it. Hey, where are you guys here? This is also the first one that we're doing. So we're going to be learning from this experience as well. So we need 30, the limit is 30 adventurous people. We already have 5 people signed up. When I first just kind of mentioned it, we got like an amazing response. And I sent email messages people send me email messages, and I sent them the preliminary sign-up sheet when it came out about a week ago, a little bit over a week ago. And we have 5 sign-ups already, which is incredible. It's limited to just 30, you know, and we'll see how it goes. And next year, we'll probably make it a little bit bigger, more organized, maybe different highlights into it. It's not just fireworks, though, that I want to show you here. So basically, I want to do this because I also want to give you a little bit of insight into what I do and how I do it, too. Let me show you. Do I have it here? Oh, I didn't pull it up in the media. Let me get that pulled up here. I want to show you the website that Ide-san has brought in here. So this is it on the screen. Ide-san and the people who are helping me with this are people that I worked with from the Japan Fireworks Association. Just a really cool group of people that I can rely on and trust. And I'm happy to be able to do something again with them this year. This is the site with the link in there, and I want to go over it with you. And if you have any questions, you can write me anytime. September 10th and 11th, 2023 in Niigata. This is a map for it and an overview, but just keep in mind that it's not starting from Tokyo. I'll be at Tokyo Station on the 10th in the morning to take the Shinkansen, and you can join me as well. But you're going to have to get on that Shinkansen and make your way to Nagaoka Station. From there, it's pretty easy to pick up where the bus tour starts. The reason why, I think it would have raised the price even more and not been as comfortable because the highway, I think it's better to get on the Shinkansen, and people already have the JR Rail passes. The highway can be booked pretty solid. We'll be coming back on a Sunday night, and from what you know, the traffic can be plugged up for a long ways. Getting back into Tokyo on a Sunday night is pretty crazy. So I think the Shinkansen is probably the better option. It's not too expensive to get to Nagaoka, but a lot of people have the JR Rail passes if you're coming anyways. This is the information that we've written a little bit about Katakai. There's the link to the street food episode I showed and some more information. You can also buy your own Shakudama shell, which is kind of cool. You can sponsor it for, you know, your wife or your husband or somebody that you love. And I believe that Ide-san, who's very well connected with Honda-san, as am I. Honda-san is like a friend now. After we did that interview where I asked him, I asked him, the creator of the Yon Shakudama, the mega shell. I said to him, like, do you consider yourself an artist? And he said, I expected him to say yes. And his response was, no, I see myself as an executive. I'm like, whoa, that is pretty badass. But I just had assumed he would say, yes, I am an artist. But he does it in a different way. And you can see it in the way that he runs the fireworks festival. He brings it to the people and allows them to buy their own fireworks shells at a pretty reasonable price. So if you're joining the trip, you get a chance to buy your own fireworks too, right straight through Honda-san. And you'll get a mention in the paper, and you'll get to see it launched, which is pretty cool as well. I'm glad that I had the chance to support these people, the fireworks industry, over the pandemic, because all of the festivals were canceled and we were able to do some private shows and make some really good friends with people. And I think that this job for me, it's not just about making content, it's about making friends and making an impact on my community, which is Japan, because I've been here for now 25 years. And if I can do just a little bit to help some of the businesses around here, I'm going to do everything I can to do, especially if they're not doing too well, and a lot of people were not. I'm going to ask a poll in here. And it's just going to be a yes or no. All right. So this here that I'm wearing, let me turn this off here. This is that I'm wearing. Does anybody know what it is? This thing? I know Satorio knows because Satorio asked me about it. This is called a Happi. If I go back here, you can see. It's actually got on the inside here a design. This is a really nice one. It's thick and made of wool, so if fireworks gets on me, I won't burn. That's one of the reasons why they wear this. But yeah, it's a I think it's more Happi, but Happy is not wrong. It's not happy. Happi. It's a traditional Japanese robe that you would wear, and one of the things that Ide-san said is, "Would you like me to make up some of these for?" It is a very happy one for the festival, and I said, "Why not? Let's ask and see if anybody would be interested in this." I don't know how much he's going to charge. How much we're going to charge for this. This is something we just started. It's not a Bobby. It's not a flasher jacket, although it. Hold on. It could be, but don't buy it for that, because if we put my logo on it, I'll be the one I'll be the one that the people remember. It makes me think twice now. Look, Bobby, you've ruined it. Now I'm thinking twice about doing this. But I think that the people who would get this wouldn't use it for flashing. Please, no. We'll probably put the Only in Japan logo on it, make it like really Japanese style, have something going down the sides of it. I think is going to be really cool. I kind of do like the navy blue, but we're going to think of a color. There's also a dark gray, which I kind of like as well. John, you're just encouraging the audience. Peso! Bobby wrote it first. Bobby started it. All right, I live with a 2.5-year-old child. All right, there's a pattern of misbehavior. Okay, and I don't want to get the blame, because my wife sometimes thinks I'm the instigator. It's the kid. All right, back to this here. So it looks like a lot of you are interested. Are you interested in buying a Happi? 72% say yes. All right, that's cool. So maybe we'll make up like 100 of them and then see if, we can sell some of them for the tour. And then, because that'd be pretty cool to have everybody who joins the tour, I think maybe we can get Honda-san to sign it. Because the guy is like a living legend. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records. He's one of the people who has innovated fireworks. He's probably one of the top guys in Japan. And that he's like a star of the fireworks industry. So that'd be pretty cool to sign it. I would sign it if you guys really thought that was cool. Maybe we can get Leo to sign it with his handprint. I don't know if he's going to be coming. I think he is. But it's going to be a really cool adventure. The information, I kind of went through it. I kind of went through it in my own way, but I guess I'll go through it a little bit slower. I want this trip to be packed with people who want to go to this. The price is 77,000 yen, and that's with the tax included, 10% tax. And I went through the price of everything with Ide-san, the hotel, which is high season, the amount of the cost of the food. I want to do. I'm making sure that we book something with like Oba-chan, like the old ladies, so we could support a local restaurants there. I want you to meet some of the local old ladies. Okay, so the day one, we have the fireworks festival, and then day two, after the fireworks festival, we have we're going to be going to see some carp, koi, and Katakai is also the birthplace. The area Ojiya is the name of the city, and that is where the koi industry started. That's the birthplace of it, and there's a lot of places that are really deeply involved with koi. And we're going to go to some of those on this bus trip. And I'm going to be filming an episode so you get a chance to take a look and see how I do this as well. And you'll be involved too, because you'll be there. Oh, see there on the screen. That's the daytime fireworks that I think we're going to be able to see. Japan does this thing called daytime fireworks with colored smoke, which is so cool. So I'm kind of looking forward to maybe filming that as well. But we'll get a chance to see some things that you can only see maybe at Katakai or at a festival. This is what we're doing, is going to see a festival, basically. Again, here's the koi, you get a chance to feed them. I think you get a chance to hold them too, to pick them up and harvest them, I think it's called. I'm not sure. The information is all in there. I'm gonna have another meeting with Ide-san soon to finalize all of the details, but it's going to be something that I'm really interested in as well, and things that people have been asking me. Here's the itinerary. It's almost laid out like step by step. I'm not a big tour person, All right, I don't like bus tours, but I think that this is the way you can do a lot of stuff in a small amount of time and get really involved in it too. So I think that, like, I wouldn't do a 1 week bus tour, but I would do this. That's sort of my style. And then I would have others. You know what? Because it's up to you if you want to get back on that Shinkansen to go to Tokyo, you could actually just stay there in Nagaoka and see more of Niigata. Go to H-Go Yuzawa, go to other places, go to the sake vending machine at the Shinkansen station. That's something we might want to do. I don't know. But the travel insurance only is covered. So the trip starts in Nagaoka because there's insurance involved, and that starts from there. So I'm not involved in any tour guiding before or after. There's the button to push to for the Google document that will help you sign up. If you're coming with a companion, do let us know. If you're coming with more than one companion, you can just direct message me or leave a note in there, and we'll make sure that your family can get a spot as well. I think the rooms can fit up to 3 people, but if you got kids, we want to know that information as soon as possible so we can make adjustments to it. So if you do have a family or you have some special needs, if you need assistance or need something with accessibility, please let us know and we'll do our very best. This is the Japanese countryside, so we will confirm all of this for you and try to give you the best feedback possible, because I don't want this to be limited to I want everybody to be able to do this. I'm not even sure how accessible the bus is, because this is the first time we're doing something like this, but we'll do everything that we can to try to work with everybody who wants to sign up to go to make this a reality. We'll try to set up everything for you guys. I don't know. Do you have any questions? I'm like so festival that, and this is the end of summer, so this is even like, this is the last boom, so to speak. This is like one of the big exclamation points on Japanese summer, the Katakai festival, because it's past August. The summer heat, the humidity is down. It is really comfortable. We're gonna have an air-conditioned bus, but it's so much more comfortable than it is in August to be in September 10th. Once September 1st hits, like, the humidity just melts away, which I think is a big deal. The organizers of this trip, it's not actually going through my company or anything like that. It's with Ide-san, who is, she was the administrator of the fireworks festival, and all of the money that came in for the Kickstarter project for that went directly to the fireworks manufacturers and to that project to pay for local people. And she did a fantastic job with it. Everybody was wonderfully happy. All the backers, except for Rainier, maybe got their stuff. Please let me know if it arrived yet. I have not how to resend it. I even sent, we were sending stuff because of the pandemic. We couldn't get packages to people. But this is good because, only in Japan Go, this channel, I started it because I wanted to share with you Japan, and I could do it through this digital format, which is totally awesome. But now that tourism has restarted, and I wanted to do like a Yakata Bune, which are the riverboats going on Tokyo, but it was always like hit and miss in the beginning of the spring, and the window ended for that, and that's something I might do in the fall again too, or try to do. But this is something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. I've been thinking about it through the pandemic, and now that it's over, we can finally do something like this, and not have to deal with masks and things like this. Of course, we're going to try to take precautions. If you're not feeling good on the event of the day and all this stuff, please don't come. I'm saying this seriously because, there's other people involved. There's some clauses in there that tell you about the refund. Because everything is booked in advance, it'd be really hard to refund your money a couple of days before the trip, for example. I think you understand that. It's good to have travel insurance when you come to Japan to cover things like that. We wouldn't be able to refund all of your money just because everything would have already been paid out of pocket to provide for this, because you're paying up front for the trip. But Ida-san's that's one of the things that I was really stressing. We have a policy in case people have to cancel. But if you do have travel insurance and you get sick, this is something where we could give you a receipt and you'd be able to get the money back through your insurance because it was an unavoidable travel incident on your, stuff like this. So we're thinking about this at many different levels. But what can I do for my ED? I'm not even sure what that means. It could mean a lot of things. Saya, my wife, maybe not. My wife and I are talking about a future trip to Hokkaido in summer. Rent a lake house. That's really, really a good trip. I think that, and see, one of the reasons why I don't look at the chat all the time, because people are talking to each other. I know that there's like a community involved here, so it's not just about me. It's about you guys, the chat. Let me show you a little bit about Katakai as I show you how countryside this is. This is deep countryside, all right? If you're thinking about getting off of the golden route, which is Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, Himeji, to some extent, Hiroshima and Miyajima, this route, Nara, that every tourist goes to, trust me, this is it, all right? You're not going to see too many foreign faces. Yesterday, I did this show, here's a picture of it. Yesterday, I went to at NHK and I did a show for Tokoro Joji, who is he's a really funny comedian. He's been a talent on TV as long as I've been in Japan. I don't know, like 30, 35 years or more than that. And this is his show, and I got a chance to be on the panel and talk about luxury tours and inbound tourism yesterday. And one of the things that we talked about is how tourism is changing, but how a lot of tourists are looking to feel that Japanese spirit in the history of it by going to Sensoji and going to Kyoto's temples, and then are disappointed when they hear everybody speaking English and every face looks like a foreigner. Right now, it's disappointing. This is why you got to get the heck off of the golden route and get out to a place like Katakai. That doesn't have to be Katakai. It could be anywhere in Japan, but this trip is going there because I want to encourage people to do just that. When you go to Sensoji right now, you're going to see more foreign faces than you're going to see Japanese faces. You're going to hear more English and an occasional "irashaimase" than you're going to be hearing full-on Japanese, which is crazy, but it's a reality. So if you want to get to really know Japan, you're going to have to get the heck out of the city. And thanks for answering the poll. We got 105 questions, and 68% would be interested in buying a Happi, which is what I have. Here's the back of it. So this is the back of the Happi. You can see the design there. This comes from Yamauchi-san's company. He's also a great fireworks maker, Yamauchi family from Yamanashi Prefecture. And he gave this to me as a gift. And when he gave it to me, I know the symbolism behind it. One, it is so thick like this because it is made to prevent you from burning with the fireworks. But it also means that you're like a part of their team and family. Like it's a big deal to receive something like this. And it's quite expensive. So I was really honored when he gave me this at the end of the festival. So thank you, Yamuchi-san. I follow you on Instagram and watch your fireworks whenever you post. I do. This is exciting. So yeah, tourism is changing. This is what Katakai looks like from the sky here. It's basically farm fields and countryside. That's Ojiya right there. And then within there, that's where the carp is. And down in there, I don't know if I zoom in on this one here, but you can see Asahara Jinja, which is the shrine. And that's where the seating, I think I missed it. Oh, there it is. Is it? It's nearby. I don't think I get it on there. Oh, there's Katakai right there. So I missed it on the Google Earth. Missed it there. But the point is, Asahara Jinja, the shrine there, they have seating and you need to get tickets to be able to go into that area. This is where you're probably the closest to it. And you can also hear the announcements and you get a place to sit and more relax. There's less mosquitoes there too, by the way. But even if you sat, like a kilometer away, like a mile away, you're going to see a pretty freaking awesome show. Just walking around eating street food, you don't need to pay for a ticket to seat. But it is pretty exciting to do just that. I made videos on the fireworks experience too, so you can take a look on YouTube for more information. City is okay for first timers. Fall is best time for seasonal food. Saya, I would agree with that. I would also agree that the fall, September is one of the best times to visit Japan too, because the humidity has gone, the tourists have decreased, the humidity has gone away, the days are still pretty long. It's the beginning of the really delicious food season. Inekari starts around that time, so the rice is all gold. It looks like golden fields when you go out to the countryside. It's so beautiful. Like end to end Nebraska is what Niigata looks like where we're going. So thank you, Nightbot, also for sharing the link. I goes to Ide-san's website, and she's responsible for... None of the money is coming to me directly. It's all going to her. None of the money is coming to me at all. I'm pretty sure I'm paying to go on this trip too. I believe so, because this is the first time we're doing it, and we're not doing it to make money. We're doing it to cover costs. Maybe there's something left over. I don't know. I'll be pretty transparent about this. It just depends on how many people sign up. But I believe that the start costs were until we wouldn't have any surplus of money until I think 15 people had signed up. And it's limited to 30. And I don't think there's... Things are rounded up because of incidents that might happen when stuff occur, like changes and costs associated to it. So there is a little bit of a markup on this stuff, but it's not a massive thing. I think it's just rounding up so that there is a budget for discretionary funds in case something happens and we need to spend money on this. So, and every time I've done a Kickstarter or an event like this, there has been some sort of need for the discretionary funds. I've taken losses on these as well. Like the last firework Kickstarter where I had to send 100 packages by instead of small packet first class mail, we had to send them by DHL, which cost more than the actual contents of the package. But sometimes you gotta do that. I want to take local train trip in Niigata Prefecture. Yeah, you should do that. As I said, like if you don't have to take the Shinkansen from Tokyo. You could go there a day in advance and spend the night in Nagaoka, and then in the morning check out and then meet us at the bus. So you could do something like that. Stay at Ichigo Yuzawa, which is one of my favorite stations. It's an awesome station with all sorts of country food inside there. And then you could, take this train 3 stops in the morning, catch the bus, and then we would be off. And that's pretty much it. I will do karaoke as long as you want me to, but I figure someone will strangle me after the first 5 minutes. But if this works out, and I'm hoping that it does, then we would do this again next year, or for other things. Because I would like to do... I would like to work with local businesses, and I'm working with Ide-san, who's a local. I think he's from Niigata too. To work with local businesses to help them and partner with them. And for me, this helps what I do as a YouTube creator, because one of the reasons why I do get access and they let me interview them, or they let me go in with the other media, even though I'm not like NBC News or something like that, but you'll see me shoulder to shoulder with NHK at events sometimes. And the reason why is because first you have to do a permit, and you have to do all the paperwork, of course, as a media. But also you need, in Japan, to develop a reputation for doing this and making friends, because everybody talks about stuff. Everyone's talking. And I think over the last 25 years, in particular, the last 10 years since I've been doing this on YouTube, I have a reputation of not like telling good stories and helping the people in the community and the other businesses. And that's important for me as someone who lives here, because you feel like you want to give back. I think so. I think you all do too. I have a feeling that our audience is like that too. We kind of look away from, the big corporations as much as we can, and kind of look at, see if, there's a granny who has a really awesome restaurant. I would prefer to stay there, eat there, than at a McDonald's. Although McDonald's is good if you're missing home. It really is. Bobby A writes in here, I've been watching you on TV for years. Really? Oh. Hey John, managed to catch you on a live stream. I was wondering if there are any cool festivals to do in Tokyo in November. The one that I can think of, there's probably an Oktoberfest somewhere, even though Oktoberfest is done. November is when they start lighting up at the end of it. I think around the 20th at Rikugen Park in North Tokyo. They light that up for the autumn colors, and that's a beautiful festival. November is also the biggest street food festival is in November at Torinoichi, and you'll find me there every year, all right, eating street food. Torinoichi, the dates change every year, so mark that on your calendar if you're coming in November. Let's keep it on target. Ask about this. What are your questions? Hey, Leonardo writes in here, I am coming to Japan at the end of October through the first week or so of November for the first time. Watch your videos got me into watching Japan. Oh, it just went away, your comment. For the first time. Thank you. Your videos cannot wait. Arigato do itashimashite, Leonardo. Thank you. John should try karaoke a vocal kid song. Yeah, I don't like what? You have to suggest it. I don't even know any. I know Wheels on the Bus. Is that local? I'll be there for my first time, July 12th to 24th. That's soon! Tokyo and Kyoto doesn't look like there are many festivals during that time. I don't think so. When is the Gion Festival? A lot of the festivals will start around Obon in August, but some of them, the first festival in Tohoku, it sort of starts with the Soma no Maoi, which is the horse festival, and I'll be there this year in Fukushima for that. The Soma no Maoi is a 1,000-year-old festival. It's one of the oldest. I think it is the oldest in Japan. It must be, where they still do things the samurai way. In fact, the participants are so hardcore in that festival that if you like ask them for a photo, they will do what samurai would do, like yell at you. And if they had a sword, they would probably behead you, but they don't. They're very old school in that festival. Like, you don't ask a samurai disrespectfully, hey, can you turn this way so I can get a photo? They'll behead you if this was Edo Jidai. You would just keep your mouth shut, put your camera away, and walk by and hope that they don't behead you anyway. What is the word? I remember I used to do Dungeons and Dragons. There was a word for beheading. I forget. I forget. There's the name of a sword for that. I don't remember. It wasn't a guillotine. Gimployees here. I'll be in Japan in October, November. Where should I go for my birthday on Halloween? Shibuya? Halloween is not a big deal to me, so I mean, I'm not sure. That's the one holiday in Japan I never get excited for it. I think you all know that. Like, I'll go out, but if you're here on Halloween, just go to Shibuya. That's where everybody is and they're drinking. You know what I do on Halloween? I stay home. But this year I might go trick-or-treating with Leo. There's some people who allow trick-or-treating in Japan. It's not the same, but I think it'd be pretty cool for Leo. And anyways, in October, I'm not going to be here for the first part of it. I'll be in Massachusetts at Fairhaven, and New Bedford, so I'll see you there at the John Manjiro Festival. Anyone in the Boston area, come on out to Fairhaven. Big Japanese festival where John Manjiro, who's one of the great pioneers, he was the first Japanese to live in the United States, brought English back to Japan, and became one of the translator for the Black Ship when Commodore Perry came in. He's from Kochi Prefecture, and I'm making a documentary on his story with Kochi Prefecture. And I am flying to Fairhaven for the festival, also to talk with Jerry Rooney, who is the president of the John Manjiro Friendship Organization. If I got that right, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I'm still learning a little bit about it. But he's got the captain's logs from the trip 150 years ago and all these really great historical background. So I'm super looking forward to talking to Jerry and seeing everybody in New Bedford and Fairhaven. I think we'll be there on the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th or something like that. Yeah. There's people from Kochi Prefecture are flying the sister city to Fairhaven to be able to participate in this, which is really cool. I see that our friend Michael Sassano is in the house. I should get some Hawaiian cookies. I think I got 3 left. Looking slick, my friend. I'm ready for the festival. I am so ready for it. I wear my Yamauchi. I don't think I can wear this because it's Honda-san's factory. But I'm wearing my Yamauchi Happi with pride. Absolutely. Yeah, that's it. Steve, Vorpal sword. Yeah, Vorpal. Yeah. God, that's an old Dungeons and Dragons word. Oh my gosh, that brings back memories of the 1980s. Every kid had like these fake Dungeons and Dragons profiles. I remember this one guy, Mark B. I won't say his last name. I don't think he's watching. He had like this cleric who had like 121 magic missiles or something. Like, how do you even get that many? And then every time he'd see me, he'd attack me with like 20 magic missiles and then I would die. And then I realized he probably just made that character up. So after like 6 months, everybody had like these fake characters. You'd have to take pencils to change their hit points. And then all of a sudden, my next character had so many hit points over his that I destroyed him. Then he got angry and then we lost interest in Dungeons and Dragons. Everyone was like a liar. And the only way to compete in this kind of environment was to make up your own dungeon. We're like 10, all right? You don't know anything. But, like, is that fair? My friend is the dungeon master. We're going through here, and he's smiting me with the 1,000 magic missiles and spells. He didn't get that spells in natural situations, all right? Faked it. He said he went through these self-guided books, self-guided dungeons to get these spells and experience. That's all garbage. Self-guided. You need witnesses. I didn't have a girlfriend until college. Can I say that out loud? I think I just did. Would you date a dungeon master? I can't remember what they called them. Do you date a guy on the track and field team and a Dungeons and Dragons player? No. All right. And there weren't any girls in our groups either. Well, there was like one, but she didn't really dress like a girl back then. She's just like one of us. Nerd. I have a strong affinity with Revenge of the Nerds. That movie from the 1984. We learned what all the various kinds of pies that are. we were like, I was like 11, and we watched this on Cinemax or something at night. I can't remember, and I remember we learned all these different kinds of pies. And there's a Japanese fraternity member there in the Tri-Delts. Yeah, distance runners got very little respect, especially in the 1980s. And the reason why is because that I could outrun anyone who decided to, hey, Bobby, come on, you're such a bad influence, Bobby. And we did refer to it as Skinamax back then. And Showtime was not Showtime, neither. All right? Like, stuff happened after 12. Even on Showtime, like Showtime was like 5th rank. It's so different how the cables was back then. We used to have a box that would control the channels. And that was fun. Hey, Brandania's here. Hey. I'm just trying on your t-shirts. I kind of have like a half day of break before I got to get back into finishing up the RV part of the documentary. If you haven't already seen that, by all means, do so. Look at this. This is all photoshopped here. That's Peter. He came over. It's on a kickstand. I used AI to put in the bear. It doesn't look quite real. He's kind of small. This is the easiest way to make yakiniku, I figure, would be to hit by lightning. But I didn't actually imagine it. I just put lightning in background, and that's what it did. Which is pretty cool. But watch it. This is a 45-minute video, but I'm guarantee you that you will be able to watch every single minute of it and be entertained. I thought that Peter edited the vast majority of the motorcycle video, and I went through and cleaned it up a little bit, but he did an extraordinary job. just a shout out to Peter, PVG. If you haven't, he's got a live streaming channel and a Japan channel where he talks about motorcycling, and he drives around the city and takes you with him. But not only is he probably the best voice talent in Tokyo, which is arguable because there's different voices for different jobs, but he's absolutely talented in a multitude of voices. But since he started YouTube, I've been super impressed. A lot of YouTubers just do live streams. They don't do editing very well. He picked it up like second nature, and he edits so damn creatively. He has this sixth sense of making sure that the pace is there, and he has his own sense of humor, which is often too wicked. It is literally wicked. I fall down and he was laughing all over that. Not at the time. When I fell down, you should see his eyes. He was worried in case I was hurt. That's a good friend. Afterwards, that's where things got a little bit tougher. And just a note for those watching, I only fell down in the first 12 hours, and I didn't for the next 96, okay? So just mark that down when you make your comments there. And if the gang wants to go in there into the comments of the video, please do so. Some guy wrote in here that he hated the way that Peter edited the video, or the way the edits, the zooms and stuff. And he said, this is the worst content that I've ever put up. And we both wanted to respond to the troll, but I figured, nah, let the community do it. I think I said, thank you for the feedback, but for someone who's so critical, you seem to have watched a great deal of it. I think I wrote something to the effect of that. Always take the high road. If you're going to kick if you're the channel creator and you're going to attack somebody or respond in a negative way, you don't do it in public. You don't. If you've watched The Godfather, the Don does not do it himself. You get other people to do it. So I'm just kidding. I don't encourage bullying, but I think that if you're writing stuff like that and being critical in that way, or you're denigrating other creators. Somebody said stop doing the same kind of journeys as another YouTube creator. See, I've been doing this since 2003, dude. But I'm not going to write that in the comments because I don't need to write that publicly. My community knows that. I've been doing videos and movies like this since 2003, and the hitchhiking in 2017. If it's anything, it's the other way. But when you use another creator's name and says stop being like this creator, right? You're denigrating that creator, and you're really misrepresenting him, because that creator is a really good creator, a really nice person too. And I'm almost positive they do not feel the same way. I'm almost positive, because the same creator knows that I've been making these documentaries since 2003, before this creator came to Japan. So I mean, yeah. But things like this, yeah, it does make me pause and go, should I comment? And you go, no, let the community do it. Let them do it, because it's more powerful, right? And it is. The Don never makes never does it himself. He lets the other people do it. And I told that to PVG, and PVG's like, okay, he gets it. And you don't want to be negative anyways. But if you do mention another creator and you denigrate them, your comment will be deleted. I want to let you know. If you quote another creator in the comments, right? Hello, hi, 821. We've talked about this too. Even if you think you're sticking up for them or whatever, which is odd because you're not their voice, your comment will be deleted just because of that. It's not good for the other creator, and you're bringing that other creator down. Because if you ask them, they would say what's up with that? Jason writes in here, just ignore them. It's hard, Jason, because you fight fire with fire, but you also fight fire by ignoring, which is powerful. Yeah. Or let other people do it. I'm sure people have strong feelings about it until it gets out of hand. But bullying is the last thing that you ever want to do. Ignore the haters. We love you. Michael, love you too. Use the force. Why do I keep looking at my hands with that? When I go to the so Leo, my son, is 2 years old. He's picking up a lot of things very quickly, 2.5 years old, super fast. one of the things that he learned is that auto doors sometimes will just open. He knows that doors don't open by themselves, except when you put your hand out like this and then go like this. When you go like this and the door opens, Leo's like, and then he's doing it too now. When he goes to auto doors and he uses this power, the door automatically opens. And then one time, the door automatically shut and he was still outside. And I said, Leo! I had to go back and get him. He didn't realize. I think he's starting to figure out that it's not actually an auto door. It's not actually his powers. Which is a shame. It's too smart. You should always do that with the auto doors. It's more fun that way. Even though you know, but use the force. Yeah. All right, everybody, that's all I got. Now we're just kind of wrapping for 45 minutes. But if you would be so kind, yeah, there you go. There's the tour. The link is in the description. We'll probably have I figure we're gonna have 10 signups by the weekend, and I think this goes on until the middle of August. But we'd like to know, especially if you have any special needs or rooms or more than 2 companions, all this kind of information so we can prepare for you. Because that part of it, Edie-san's taking care of it, and it's going to take a little bit of time and effort. The hotel doesn't have that many rooms, enough for 30 people, which is perfect for the bus. But we want to release those rooms to the general public too, because I think we've kind of taken over majority of the hotel on hold for this. So we can make sure, which is kind of cool. This is why you want to make friends with people in local areas. So shout out to the team for the great work that they're doing to put this together for us, so we can go and do this together. Any last questions? No? Maybe? Perhaps? I'm thinking of doing a midnight snack run this weekend, so there's some episodes coming soon. The RV video will come probably Friday morning my time, so look for that. I'm going to be traveling a heck of a lot this summer, so I'm not going to be in Tokyo streaming. I'm going to be taking you out there and streaming out in the countryside more this summer. Leo and Kanai, whenever they can, will be coming with me, but I'm not going to be in Tokyo too much. And I hope you guys want to come with me and join me on some adventures around the city of Tokyo. Yeah, midnight snack run, because I don't eat after 6 p.m. because it's intermittent fasting thing. But I think I've lost enough weight where I can maybe... Look at double chin's not that bad. Where I might be able to go out and have like ice cream at midnight, perhaps a bite, and then put it in a bag and eat it later. Right? Discipline. It's all about discipline, which is really hard. Can you run a 5-minute mile? I ran, my fastest time was, back in high school, 4:46. Was it? Hold on a second. So my fastest time, this is so long ago. My fastest time, so I was really good at running longer distances at a constant pace. I ran a 56 second 400 meters and 1600 meters. I believe it was under 5 minutes. Yeah. Was it 4:46 or I think it must have been 4:56. And my fastest 5K was 15:56. So, back in high school, I got a medal. I got a varsity letter, but it wasn't as cool because it had a foot on it. It had like a basketball, or baseball. Mine had a foot on it, so it's not as cool as it was one of the feet with the flying feet, with the Pegasus feet, but it's not as cool as like a baseball or something in the U.S. Not in the 1980s. They say, "Oh, nice foot," and they kick us in the butt or something, get a wedgie. Oh, you're that Dungeon and Dragons runner guy. Here, first they have to catch us, but then we get the wedgie. Because we can't dish it. We don't have to take it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, PB&G was some tough love. Yeah. I'd like to know what's going on with the AI there. Alan, ChatGTP is here. They've got an office. They're establishing it for business purposes in Japan. I think it's good. Japanese are getting used to it, and a lot of that information from Japan is being translated into English to be used for ChatGPT to pull that up when you ask questions of it. So we're going to see it integrated even more. I use a little bit of AI too. I wrote a script. All right, I wrote a script for an episode, and then I asked ChatGPT to write the same script about the festival, and it was similar, but it was not as much. It didn't have my personality in it, and that's, I think, the reason why you can't do that, because you have to put your personality in it. And the ChatGPT doesn't say "mata ne." You have to add that. Yeah. But yeah, negative energy and trolls, never go down to that level. Always stay above it. And if you are going to punch back, make them look bad by being really kind. Because anyone who watches the full video and then leaves a comment, they watched the full video, and you can thank them for that. Like, if they know what happened at 40 minutes into the video, you can thank them for watching the full video, even though they're complaining about it. It's like, what? Why watch it if it's so bad? Don't know. Is it hot in September? Guess who's coming? Not too much, and I'll see you there. Ellis Sachs. Hey, Saya, don't remind me, my best friend. See, look, Arturo, you're talking with Saya. Maybe read that question. I'd like to speak more about that you and others there and other Asia places. Interesting. I'm trying to decipher that. 100-meter runner. I ran 100 meters. Before I did long distance, I ran 100 meters. And my best time in there was like 12 seconds. 12.5, I think. 13.1 as a freshman, and then I got into the 12s. But I was never blazing fast. That got me into like junior varsity speed. I was never a fast sprinter. I think 12.5. No, you know what? I take that back. I think it was like 13.5. No, hold on. So my fastest 200 meters was 26.9. I know it was under 27. What was it? 26.9. So what is that? So I think it was like 12.9 or 13.1 or something. I can't remember what my 100 meters, but after my freshman year, I moved to distance running because I could tell I had no twitch speed. We had a guy in our team named Ed. Ed could run a sub 11 100 meters. All right, he ran like a 10.9. The guy could have been the Olympics. He got a full ride scholarship to the track and field things, and he had legs that looked like he had no upper body, and his legs looked like Schwarzenegger, bigger than Schwarzenegger. The guy only worked on his legs. Well, this was in the 1980s too, but he was amazingly talented. You don't get that speed without having some kind of genetics or talent, I think. So I gave up and said, you got this. Go run distances. And he ended up being a good distance runner too. He was on the cross country team to build up stamina for the 400. Yeah, good guy, good friend. As someone who moderates too many channels, we learned to say thank you for your interactions. That's a good way to put it, Jonathan. And it's addies to our view count and algorithms of people watching. Absolutely. Always take the high road. And by the way, Diana, if you're watching, Diana from Colombia, and Joss, who are both coming to Japan in September. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. Iri-san just responded by notification that she's going to send you an email to confirm that she got your sign up for the fireworks. And I guess I can say with some confidence, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard the Only in Japan bus tour. The first ever pioneer. There you go. All right, I got to get out of here. I'm going to get back to editing. So if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. If you'd like to sign up, you could direct message me. There's a link on the channel to send me an email message, but you can catch me actually, you can catch me on Threads, We have about, I think it was like almost 3,000 people followed in the first one day, which is crazy. Catch me on Threads, which is the like Instagram version of Twitter. You have to give Zuckerberg some credit. You might not like him, but he's pretty interesting and disruptive. And so now there's like a Twitter and a Threads. So if you're using Instagram, you can easily go over there, and I think you can send me messages through that. I'll put a link to this in Threads where people can sign up, and then there can be discussion as well if you have any questions on that thread, because it's called Threads. Imagine, like, what is it, like 100 million signups in a day? It's crazy. This is no Clubhouse. This is Threads. It's, I don't know. Threads is definitely better than like, I'm not gonna say I've been more. Let me put it to you like this, okay? I wasn't a big fan of Twitter before Elon Musk took over, and Elon Musk made Twitter pretty interesting, whether you liked it or not. It might not have worked perfectly, but he made it really interesting. All right, and he's probably innovated ways to monetize Twitter too through what he's doing. You don't have to agree with him, but he innovated a lot of things, for better or for worse. And you have to give him credit. He's really smart in that sense. But if you lay off 90% of your workers, where you think they're going to go? And the lawsuit is probably going to figure out how much of that is from his IP. So it's not my problem. It's just exciting. It's exciting. Arturo and I are on the same wavelength. We feel this. Made the new lots more negative or positive after. Yeah, I don't know if it was more negative or positive. I'm not gonna speak to that. I don't know. I think there needs to be some level of censorship. There's just too many crazy people out there, or people who don't get it. So there needs to be a level of that. So he's not wrong. I think it got a little bit too much, so he rolled it back. But if there's a market, he's gonna find it, and that's how you make businesses successful. If there's no market for what he's doing, then people are gonna leave, and he's not gonna make any money. So there was definitely a market for what he wanted to do, and he's doing it. And whether or not it's gonna be successful, I don't know. But I'm on both. I don't not like Twitter, and I don't not like Elon Musk. I have almost, I'm supportive of people who are bold and innovative, and I think that's good. But I don't think I don't look into the politics of it, because I don't care what someone's politics are. I really don't. So whether or not you like one candidate or another, I will be your friend. I don't care, because we talk about food and Japan and love, peace, motorcycles, I don't know, cars, weather. There's a bazillion other things to talk about. How much more money you have than us because the yen is so weak. And thank you so much for the, I think, 100 people who said they will buy me a lunch after I made a kind of side comment that said, if you come to visit, you buy the lunch because you have a better currency than me. I was kind of joking. I was joking. You don't have to buy me lunch. But I appreciate the offer. Yeah, there you go. Okay. I could be on this forever. Thanks for watching for 1 hour. I'll field your questions if you have any. And so is Ide-san and Hayashi-san, who is also working on this project behind the scenes, which is so great. She speaks English, had lived in Malaysia. She's very smart. They're both extremely good at this, organizing things. That's what they do for a living. So I'm glad that I'm not doing this alone. And this is the first Only in Japan bus tour. And if you're one of the 30, you're part of history. And we have a plan B and a plan C in case it rains as well. So don't you worry. Everything's going to be great. Hey, everybody. See you on Threads. All right, bye. Matane.